Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series Retro Iron Man War Machine. So before we get into any part of the review, big shout out and thank you to ToySnowman.com. They actually have this War Machine figure in stock right now, link in the video description below. I will also have a referral link in the video description below that for first time buyers, you can get a 5% off coupon code in your Frost Rewards section. Again, first-time buyers, use my referral link, get a 5% off coupon code in your Frost Rewards. Also, because they're based in Canada, prices are a little bit higher. This guy is $30 because the retail price of Marvel Legends figures is a little bit higher in Canada, so just a heads up on that. And for orders of $99 and more, you actually get free shipping to the US. So that could really work out. If you purchase multiples of these, you get two, maybe a couple other figures that they may have in stock early. Black Series, G.I. Joe Classified, they tend to get all those things much earlier than the US. So ToySnowman.com, link in the video description below. But here we have War Machine. This is a retro cardback based off of the Iron Man cartoon series in the 90s. It is the same size cardback as like the Fantastic Four figures that we got. Same width, same height, and everything. I imagine the Ghost Rider ones are going to end up being the same. The weird thing is we got War Machine first. Why War Machine, not Iron Man? I have no idea. Will we get an Iron Man? I cannot foresee us not getting an Iron Man in this retro cardback. And I know there's some issues that in 2023 it will be all plastic free. Didn't mean to rhyme, but I did. But Star Wars Black Series has already said exceptions will be made to the 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi figures. So retro cardback figures can maybe excluded. Fingers crossed. I don't know. That 3 3/4 inch for sure is excluded. Maybe 6 inch will continue. I don't know. But we have War Machine. Looking at the back of the package, you can see like the different things that War Machine that will connect or go onto the War Machine figure there. The bio in the top right corner reads, Veteran Avenger and Air Force Colonel James Rhodes, aka War Machine, is one of the few people Tony Stark trusts with a version of his Iron Man armor. That is all really cool. This is a fan channel exclusive. Now I know we had a very similar one, deluxe release previously. It came with a bunch of accessories. This guy has a lot less. I get it. I'm trying to think of what the regular retail is. This guy, is he at $25? So $5 less, you get less accessories and things like that. This guy from ToySnowman.com is $30, but again, the retail price of figures in Canada are just naturally higher priced. So this guy was $30 when it came out and came with a bunch of accessories as a deluxe release. The world has changed since then. The pandemic has really thrown some things crazy and the prices have really gone up on everything. So that's why this guy doesn't have as many accessories. It can't really fit it all in the package. All this and that. It's all excuses. It's all BS, whatever. It is what it is, unfortunately. So if you want a War Machine figure from the Iron Man animated series or similar based on, this is your chance. But I get it. The price is higher now. It sucks. And he comes with a lot less accessories. That really sucks. But if you missed out on the deluxe version, you can still get this one, and it doesn't have as much stuff, but it does have some of the pretty cool stuff that the original one did have. But anyway, let's get it out of the package, and it's going to suck because I don't have a second one yet. I will get a second one eventually, but I'm going to rip this thing open so we can take a closer look at that figure. Okay, so here is the War Machine figure out of the package, and he is pretty good, but again, he does come with a lot less accessories. Like the other one came with the like multi-spray flash, muzzle flash for the guns. It came with the blast effect pieces that he would stand on, and I think it may have come with arc reactor blast effects that you pop into the hand. This one doesn't actually come with those at all, which kind of sucks. He does come with the same hand, so we have a pair of fists, and then we have the open, straight out arc reactor hands with the port there that he has nothing to port in with. But I think if you have any other Iron Man figure, you're going to have the pieces to do that. But it sucks that it doesn't come with it. The other things is we have this, which will, connect to one of these guns up here that go onto his shoulder. The paint apps are different. Like the smoke effect gray that's down here isn't painted as heavily, but we do have it. And then this one, the rocket little missile pieces actually came separate, that they just port right on here. I'm not sure why they were separated on this, but I think on the other release that they actually came already attached. And I don't even know if I knew that you could just remove them from the effect piece, but you just port them right back on there. And some of them get a little tricky. They just port right back on there. They're done in this super rubber plastic, and then they are orange in color. I think the original release they were red. Here is the other blast effect piece that would go on to the other gun, and that is it for accessories. We don't get the James Rhodes unhelmeted head sculpt like the deluxe version came with, so it is a lot less stuff. But again, if you missed out on that War Machine figure, I don't know what it's going for now, but this could be, you know, an alternative for you. Or if you love that animated series of Iron Man, then you get it because it is on the retro card. Or if you like collecting the retro card ones and keeping them in the package, then this is a must. I think we should at least get an Iron Man figure on the card back. So there's likely going to be 2 releases. You know, we shall see what's going to end up happening, but I think the card looks awesome and the figure looks pretty good. It's definitely a different color than the original release, where the original release had more of the silver tones to them, whereas this one's more of white in color, or like a very light gray for the body, but the helmet definitely is painted white as opposed to silver. And then the unibeam on this one would be silver, but this one we get that glowing blue, and they actually painted in 2 little white flare like light beam dots on there. And when we get in for a closer look, I'll show you what I mean to kind of show, you know, a reflective look. Here we have red on his helmet for that little scope piece up there, but this new one gets that same light blue as the unibeam there. And then what thing this one does, and this is going to be in these shoulder cannons, as you can see here, they are painted in blue for the barrels, whereas this one they did not get painted. So at least there's something extra that we got on this one. It's not much. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't make a big difference, but it's something at least. It's just one of those things where, you know, if we can get additional paint anywhere, that is cool. Why not? It sucks that we don't get as much accessories, but they would not have been able to fit everything into that retro card back anyway. And you know, a lot of people have that Iron Man, that War Machine, so they don't need it, you know, and it makes each release a little bit more special too in that sense. You know, if they just release the same exact thing with the same exact accessories, you know, it's like, well, why buy both at that point? So when they have the 2 different versions, whether it's less accessories, which always sucks, but at least that it keeps this one being a little bit more special that way when it has the more accessories, if that makes sense. You know, let me know if you guys kind of agree with that point. I don't know that anything makes it okay when you get less accessories, but you know, that's just one of the things to kind of consider and think about. But let's get in for a closer look so I can tell you about the couple of things that I noticed on here. One other thing real quick is, if here, because likely when we get up close you won't be able to see it much, the hip and the upper legs are a different white color. The reason for that is going to be because the softer plastic like legs and arms and things like that, and the ABS plastic, the harder plastic, the torsos, the hips, use a different type of plastic. It's a much harder plastic, so the colors aren't always going to be the exact same. We would love it if they would be, but lots of times they just are not. And some colors you could just, it's really noticeable, more noticeable than any other color. On this white, it is kind of noticeable. Okay, so here is that up close look at War Machine. And the faceplate is painted a very bright white color, which is very different from the plastic color of the torso, the arms, and the legs. I guess you can really see the color difference here between the 2 types of plastic. It's not terrible. Like, it doesn't really bother me, but I have that expectation that that's going to happen from time to time. I don't know that, I'm sure that this was the best attempt to get those plastics to look the same, but I know people are probably just going to disagree and hate it regardless. But it's one of those things. We have pins on the legs, but we have pinless elbows on this guy. Again, this is the same a War Machine figure. There's really no difference. Again, the colors just go, the difference is just going to be in the color. So looking at the unibeam here, as you can see, you get the 2 white flare like spots to show the glow effect. That looks pretty good. Blue there. Again, each little barrel here actually gets painted in with that blue, and I pop this right off. And then of course these cannons, I have these ones on opposite shoulders to the original release. You can put them on whichever shoulder you want, and you can see that they swivel around, and then there is the track on the shoulder, so you can actually kind of, you know, put those back there. And then just a lot of black plastic, so not really a whole lot of paint on this guy except here, and then the head sculpt, and then the 2 the two shoulder cannons, but not a whole lot else going on here. To show you guys the effect pieces, so we get this blast effect here, and then what this one does, it just wraps around that full-on barrel there. Whoops. And you could do it as if, you know, that's kind of blasting away. I keep popping that off that ball peg. Like he's just blasting away there, as you can see. I'm going to remove that one. We'll get this other one with the rockets on there. You can actually just kind of port this, and this is just going to wrap around like so. And again, I really like that smoke effect that's coming off of it. I think that looks really good. So you got that there. I don't know how I feel about the orange little missiles. I think I like the red color of the original release a whole lot more. Okay, so War Machine's articulation, he can look down that much, he can look up only that much, because the neck is on a ball peg dumbbell joint, not a disc hinge. Unfortunately, I keep popping these off. As you can see, these just attached with a ball peg there. And I always pop them off, and that sucks. But anyway, they get a swivel, and then they have that track on the shoulder, so you can move them up and down the shoulder. You can get to go out, straight out. That shoulder pad there will move actually with the shoulder, so you don't have to worry about that getting in the way or anything like that. We have an upper bicep swivel in there, double jointed elbow. Upper bicep swivel, did I say elbow? Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow that is pinless. You get that much bend there at the elbow. There is no wrist hinge on these arc reactor hands. He does have the fists though. The fists swivel, and then they do have a standard horizontal hinge on them. The ab crunch on War Machine crunches forward that much. That is not a whole lot. He goes back a fair amount. You do have a waist swivel in there. Legs go out that far apart, which is really good. He can kick forward that high, not too shabby. Doesn't really go back. Upper thigh cut in there. Double jointed knee like so. Solid bend there. But it does have ugly hinge where the knee portion is done in black plastic instead of like a white plastic painted black, because you see that hinge and that's ugly. And then looking at it from behind, that's pretty ugly as well. One thing to note is these knees are actually pretty damn gummy. That sucks. Like, he's not real wobbly, but when you start messing with it, it's pretty bad. And then like the old War Machine, those knees are solid, no gumminess to them whatsoever. But that's not good. Seems to be a real problem with Hasbro right now with the gumminess of those joints. Not sure what the issue is, but damn, they need to fix that shit, because that's ridiculous. Pinless stuff I think is pretty good where there's no gumminess, but damn, that's bad, especially because, you know, they've done it before and it was not bad. So why it is now, I don't know. No calf swivel or boot swivel of any kind. Foot hinges down that much. Tiny bit of hinge up. Ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So nothing new in terms of articulation from this War Machine. From the older original deluxe release to this one, no change whatsoever. Not a single doubt in my mind we will get this Iron Man in bright ass red and bright ass yellow on the retro card for the Iron Man show. This was the suit. This is the modular Iron Man armor. And this has to release on that retro card. I just don't for the life of me understand why they would do War Machine and not an Iron Man on an Iron Man retro card back. Why they have not yet announced it, I have no idea, unless they do something stupid like a Hasbro PulseCon exclusive, which I hope and pray that they would not do something so dumb like that. I would imagine that we would get a single release, likely a fan channel exclusive release, you know, online shops only, and, you know, local comic shops, of course. But, you know, time will tell, we shall see, but there's just no way they don't give us this bright red, bright yellow modular Iron Man on the Iron Man retro card blister pack. There's no way, right? There's no way, right? There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Okay, so the two Iron Man figures together side by side. So yes, the deluxe release is the better figure. Much more accessories. The silver is better than the white, in my opinion. Way better release. But If you miss this release, and I don't know what it's going for on eBay or anything on the secondary market, if it's too high priced, this is a solid release that you can pick up in place of this deluxe version. If you don't care about the card back or anything like that and just need a War Machine, this is a must pick up. But this is definitely the better release. This one being a retro cardback fan channel exclusive, it's not going to be for everybody. It's going to be for those that really need a War Machine or those that like the card back. You know, it's not a general release, doesn't take up a spot in a wave or anything like that. So if you don't like it, pretty easy, pass on it. But the decision is yours, but I am curious what decision you're going to make. Let me know down in the comments below. Is this War Machine a figure that you'll be picking up to open up or strictly to keep on card, or are you passing on it? Let me know down in the comments below. Again, toysnowman.com has it in stock right now. It is $30 plus a flat rate of like 12 something for shipping to the US, but orders over $100, you actually will get free shipping. My referral link is in the video description below. Again, you get a 5% off coupon for first time buyers. And that 5% coupon code will be available in your Frost Rewards. So referral link in the video description below. Hit the join button to join the MCU Collective and become a channel member. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching. Iron Man.